Fucking damn it. Hi, guys. Welcome. Welcome in. How's it going? Happy Saturday. Eilif has a cheeky little change of costume, a change of wardrobe. I wonder what happened last session that would cause this. We might find out. I don't know. Basically the least chaotic person ever. I believe you. Anyway, welcome in, guys. We are session 5. Chapter 5 of season 3. More than halfway over. I know Bones is getting sad about that. But let's start with some introductions. We'll start with Jay.
Hi, I'm Jay. I play Eilif Sanse. I'm trying my best here. She's trying her best. Definitely didn't kill her husband. She didn't do it. Nobody did it.
Can't prove anything.
Died honorably in war. And I'm also at TheYellowCubes in chat and in everything else. So, that's all I got.
Joel.
It's Joel. I play Nick.
Bones.
Hi, it's me, LittleBones309, your favorite indie gamer here on Twitch, and I play Oleyna, your favorite courtesan, everybody's #1 baby girl, who has made the proverbial deal with the devil.
Definitely was something. And she's a little more aware now of what that something is.
A little too aware.
Well, yeah, perhaps staying in the dark would have been better.
Who's to say?
Not me. Does anyone want to give me a recap of last week?
I think Jay does.
I suppose I will. I'm gonna be completely honest. My notes aren't complete, and that's because I was rewatching the episode.
That's fine.
So what are we? Chapter 4. There's an asshole. We figured that out pretty quickly. He told her information about her bio mother, and that she was possibly used to give birth to her and then die. Her father was some sort of maniac. And that's the end of her conversation with the dare. That's as much information as she cares to give. He did slut shame her at some point, but she's like, all right, well, you're gonna die now, so it doesn't really matter. Lufir opened the book. The book is a book of rituals. It gives us 3 items, of which 3 items that were used during the ritual of sealing, to seal away the Fae, about a millennia ago. The ritual mentions an amulet. It mentions blood magic, and that it ties the caster's spell, the spellcaster, and their bloodline to the spell itself. Aedwin cast the first spell, and therefore binded the blood of the royal family to the magic. There was an inscription in the, I believe, the margins of the book that said something along the lines of, "What does it cost?" There are smudged words under it that spell out lifespan. The lifespan of the royal family have been incredibly short, dying in youth. Sometimes the women died of childbirth, but oftentimes, regardless, they would die fairly young, about in their 40s, I believe, was the oldest that we found. The first queen, a human, used her blood as a binding component, but human lifespans aren't meant to stand the test of time. They're not long, and therefore shorten the blood magic. There were a number of pages cut out of the book. It looks like a complete ritual, so there is something else missing from the book. Aedwin is buried in Dunbrig. Perhaps she has the last pages in her coffin. After we're told this, we go to our respective places. I believe Neck went to the library, and Oleyna decided to ask Lufir if she could commune with her patron. Oleyna, kind of finally feeling her patron for the first time since we arrived here, began to weep as Lufir opened the gates and allowed him in for about 5 minutes, I believe.
Yep. You did not allow him in very long.
No. And then we kind of got history on the royal family and what it was like before.
Mm-hmm.
Before the Fae were sealed away. Dullahan was a tyrant and a Fae king. Oleyna's after Oleyna communed with her god, and she told him that she knew who he was, which was a Fae king. Oleyna discovers that her mother was Lufir's daughter, which means she's Neck's cousin, which makes this whole royal family thing really work out, because that shit was, it took me a second to piece together. Mornwyn, I believe, or Morwen. Morwen. Lufir doesn't know if she's alive or dead. And as far as Neck, Lufir tells Neck that the people that are brought back are never the same, since he's trying to find his wife and trying to bring her back. He does warn him about it, but I suppose he warns everybody about it. And then Eilif finds pages about journals about what life was like before the Fae were sealed away, and it was real bad. They were like basically terrorized.
Yeah.
And Eilif decides that if we are going to take on the Fae, then we need a resurgence in belief in gods and stuff. So that's as far as my notes go.
Yes, and another thing that you guys found in the journal were locations that pointed you to where you might find the other artifacts. One of the locations, however, was Loreweaver, which you know to be where Tirfian, which is your country, your home country, was fighting a war with the Beathonwan people. And I believe Neck sort of put 2 and 2 together and realized that the item that he was tasked with delivering to the capital was very likely the Starfall diadem, which was one of the artifacts that is listed as a component for the ritual. But you do have another location. You have 2 more locations that were provided to you, Lover's Forest as well as the Whispering Mountains. And you all have decided to tackle the Lover's Forest first. Are we ready? It is Lufir who waits for you all outside of your room in the morning. A servant standing next to him, the porcelain mask staring at you all hauntingly. Good morning, Lufir greets, hands behind his back with a pleasant smile on his face. I hear you all will be heading north. And he tilts his head, indicating for you all to follow him as he walks before weaving through the winding halls. We've, quite graciously, prepared a little care package to send you on your way with. As he continues to walk, you find yourselves coming to a halt in front of the chamber you recognize as the one where you had teleported to the City of Corpses from, the teleportation circle within Marbhmullach. He waves his hands, and a box appears in front of each of you. Would like to open their care package first. Neck, you open yours and see the following. A random key with a note attached. Found this many years ago and haven't had any luck. Hopefully yours will be better. A small packet of a substance that seems to be ground up rust. A small stone of marbled scarlet and blue. And 3 potions of greater healing. Who wants to go next?
Oleyna will go.
Oleyna, you open yours and see a small perfume bottle of a pink shimmering liquid. a tiny token shaped like a feather, a tiny vial shaped like a fairy with an iridescent powder within, a cloak of greens and golds folded up neatly, and also 3 potions of greater healing. And Eilif.
I'll open mine up.
Eilif, you find a necklace made of a fine gold, the pendant in the shape of a skull, a cloak that seems to shift and change in the light, a pale blue rhomboid-shaped gem, splint armor, and 3 potions of greater healing. For Neck and Eilif, I have already added these to your sheet. Oleyna, since you have your sheet written out, I sent you everything that you need, but I'm sending everyone the items they have anyway.
Thank you.
He looks, along with the listed items, there's also another set of clothes. Ones that seem to be for colder weather, lined with furs and insulated, and enough rations to last you through the next 2 months as well. And he looks at you, almost expecting a thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Grandpa.
Thank you.
He seems pleased. At the manners, at least. My last kindness will be teleporting you to Rhymescar, one of the towns just outside of Lover's Forest. From there, you will be on your own.
I suppose, do I owe you anything for the task at hand?
No, you've provided me with more than enough to compensate.
Very well.
Any last questions?
Once we do all this, I come back and maybe you teach me more.
You will always have a place here. And he turns to Oleyna too. You as well. So desire it.
I suppose I have thanks in that, then.
Gives you a tight smile.
I really think you should talk to Nuala. She seemed kind of interested in you.
Yeah. I mean, it's been nearly a century since we last spoke. Not getting any younger.
Distance.
Hey, Grandpa.
I'm going to. I might as well now. Possibility. I've always wondered.
I promise you, the original you probably was like down for it. So I would probably, at least Nuala probably would.
All right. Well, you know, I'll think about it. And he ushers you guys into the chamber. You see the teleportation circle as it was just a couple of days ago when you had first teleported out and teleported back in. And he sort of just gestures to you. You to stand in the circle.
Neck will go stand in the circle.
Yeah, I trust their grandpa.
I think that'll happen.
Fear would never steer you wrong. He takes one final glance at you all, and you feel the weightlessness begin to take over as the taste of rotten carrion fills your mouth. Oh, and do be careful, you hear Lufir's last remark as your vision floods with arcane light. And there's the uneasy feeling, as though you're being pulled and twisted, contorted in and out. It's almost nauseating. And then stillness, as the light dissipates, and you find yourselves once more in a small chamber, a necromancer and 2 guards standing sentry around the teleportation circle you stand in the middle of. The guards are standing on either side of the door, and the necromancer seems to be standing in a corner, hands behind their back, mask over their face, and they give you a nod.
I know.
What would you like to do?
I will ask them. Like, do you know which way we need to head?
Where are you heading?
I remember the name of the place. It is
My brother
called-
in Christ.
You would think that he would, like, remember things that his wife tells him, but
Look, I'm stupid, okay? Sometimes I forget things.
Lover's Forest, my boy.
Lover's Forest.
the necromancer tilts his head at you and nods sort of slowly. You'll find the forest across the bridge over the river. And he points towards the exit of the little sort of mausoleum you're almost in.
Oleyna will go first. She's just moving. She's ready to groove.
Okay.
And
Like
she'll
Boot Scoot and Boogie time.
she will wait for the guard to actually open the door for her.
Oh yeah,
of course.
they as soon as
Yeah,
you make motion to go out, the guards will immediately open without another word. They're very well trained.
And she's grooving.
Outside, you find yourselves on the outskirts of a small river town. You can see people beginning to bustle about in their morning routines. Oh, and we just got a very big raid from Lord Gasimba. Welcome on in, Jay!
Howdy.
Thank you so much for the raid. I hope your game was good. We are just getting started. Welcome on in, everyone. You find people beginning to bustle about in their morning routines. The rolling Caledon Highlands as a backdrop against the town of Rhymescar. Across the river lies a forest. Lover's Forest is beautiful even from afar. An expanse of trees, a deep red crawls over the horizon, going as far as the eye can see. And yet, there's sort of a dread filling up in you as you look at this place, realizing you're quite literally meant to find a needle in a haystack. Nearby, you spot the bridge that the necromancer had told you about leading across the river.
I think once outside and we're walking into this town, I think Oleyna will sort of internally call out to Doulahan and sort of check to see if he's there with her.
You, as soon as you sort of stepped out of the mausoleum, you felt that snap of your magic sort of coming back in full power. It had always been there, but it was dulled. You definitely felt weaker while being in Lufir's sort of domain, for lack of a better term, but being so far away from Ruin's capital now, you feel the intensity of your magic, and it feels almost even more so all-encompassing now that you have made this deal. You solidified it.
I'm sure that's fine. Well, Oleyna's gonna start moving. Yeah, she's moving. She's heading towards that bridge, and sort of there's a very serious look of determination across her face.
As you approach, you see a path leading into the woods. The thick canopy overhead making it appear as though the path leads straight into darkness. You note how eerily quiet it is. The soft coo of the birds in the morning light has all but ceased, and there is no steady rustle of the wind through leaves. As you stand at the, for all intents and purposes, entrance to the Lover's Forest.
I think Oleyna will sort of look back at the rest of the group at Neck and Eilif. Well, shall we begin?
No better time than the present.
Yeah, all right.
You all walk in?
Yep.
There's a scent, though. One that lingers in the stagnant air, sickly sweet. And as you continue deeper, the more overwhelming it becomes, filling your nostrils in a way that almost stings, leaving an odd aftertaste in the back of your throat. But you walk, and walk, for a long, long time. Your feet feel heavy, Neck. Everything feels heavy. Gods, it's like you're a kid again in Derek Bay, fighting against the pull of the tides as you try to swim back to shore. You're so focused on the slow and heavy thud of your own footsteps that you don't notice for a moment that there isn't a second and third set following after you. There's a realization. You're alone. Eilif and Oleyna, nowhere to be seen, and as you look back at the path you came, you only see one pair of footsteps behind you, your own. What do you do?
Will I call out? Eilif? Oleyna?
You hear your voice sort of echo through the trees, and instead of your friends answering, there's a giggle. And then another. Echoing around you from the trees, the sound of children laughing. Your children. You hear Ellis and Tilly's excited giggles, and there's a rustle in the brush next to you. Come on, Daddy, you're so slow! Hurry up, Slowpoke! And you hear the rustle pitter off into the forest.
He sprints in that direction.
You stumble through the trees, so disorienting as you move so slowly, and yet the world around you continues on. You catch sight of two little figures starting through the woods, weaving their ways in and out, joyous laughter accompanying as though they seem to be playing a game of tag. You think you see a light just up ahead, piercing through the dense tree line. Clearing, perhaps? If you could just get to the clearing. You hear your children's laughter so close now. You urge your feet to move faster as a dread sets in your chest, so heavy and it's consuming. The light grows brighter and brighter, and you think, surely you must nearly be there because their laughter rings so loudly in your ears if you just reach out. And you do. Silence. And then heart-wrenching sobs. There's a ringing in your ears, and it's disorienting, Eilif. You close your eyes, shake your head, and the ringing remains, like a buzz deep in your ear canal which reverberates through your entire being. As you look up, you realize you're alone. Every way you look, there is nothing but trees, like the forest is consuming you, swallowing you whole. You wonder for a moment if the forest had already devoured Neck and Oleyna, but out of the corner of your eye, you see movement, a figure moving through the trees.
I will follow after it.
You start to follow, and you recognize the broadness of the shoulders and the curl of the hair. Tharis. He's moving from you, weaving through the trees like a predator stalking its prey.
I guess if he's hunting something, I'll get down and try to follow after him and kind of yell out, "What are you doing?"
You try to call out to him, but the buzzing in your ears reaches a fever pitch, a crescendo that you fear may deafen you. There's something urging you to move forward still. A fear, perhaps, that if you linger too far behind, you'll lose sight of him, and like Neck and Oleyna, he'll be swallowed too. The roots of the trees are dug into the ground like veins poking up through the skin of the earth, and you nearly trip several times as you try to navigate through the thick forest without losing sight of Saris. But gods, ringing only gets worse with every step you take. You have to keep moving, though. Just keep moving, Eilif. One foot in front of the other, nor the rest. It's what you know how to do. And you do. One foot in front of the other, one step at a time, and you watch as the distance closes between you and Saris. He's standing idle now, just beyond some brush. You can only reach him. You go to call out once more. He turns. The world is spinning, Oleyna. A psychedelic kaleidoscope of iridescence, and you feel like you're stuck in a loop. reaching out to find some purchase against a tree, if only the trees would stop moving. The ground comes up on you fast, and the wind is knocked out of you as you land in the dirt, a heap of fine clothing and jewels. You look around, about to call to Neck and Eilif, but they're not there. Not where you left them. Why would they leave you? Why didn't you leave them first? Isn't that what you do, Oleyna? So afraid of being hurt, so afraid of being abandoned. Why did you allow them that control over you? Why did you allow them so close? Haven't you learned anything, Oleyna? Do you like it? Do you like the pain? The hollow in your chest when you realize you mean nothing to them. The ache in your throat as you try to hold back tears. Tears. You feel a hot wetness trailing down your cheeks, and you reach up and realize you're crying. As you look down at your hand, try to focus on your eyes, but all you see is a mirror image in front of you, like a funhouse mirror, distorted and twisted. And then someone steps in front of you.
I look up to see who it is.
Your eyes trail up. You're greeted by the kind face of Sam. He's looking down at you. A large scar running down the left side of his face, one that had not been there before. And he reaches down. A rough, calloused hand cupping your cheek. Your world focuses in. Wailing. Neck. You watch your children, their tiny bodies hunched over a heap on the floor. Person. They grab at the person's clothing, their tiny hands knotting into loose fabrics of a dress. A Nestie's favorite color, soft maroon. Wake up. Hear Tilly's voice, so small and hoarse, breaking with every word. Mama, wake up! Eilif is inconsolable. Her tiny face scrunched up with an agony and sorrow too horrible for words. To know death so young is to be changed forever. She clings to this person like a lifeline. Hiccups rack her small frame as she shakes and shakes and shakes. Don't leave, don't leave, don't leave! You're thrown back into a memory. Standing at the doorstep of your home in Dunbreg, your wife standing before you, the children tucked away at her side. She looks up at you, a sadness creeping into her tired eyes. Don't leave. She had begged. She had pleaded. You left anyway, and now she's dead. You move forward. What do you do?
He's trying to process what he's seeing. He's gonna try and I don't know, maybe have the kid step back so he can take a look at an SD.
The children don't seem to notice you, too engrossed in their own grief as you stand behind them. You try to move them away.
Yeah, I'm like, girls, I'm here. Let me look.
They, as you go to grab them, the crying gets louder. They scream, "No!" and dig their hands deeper into the fabric of Anesti's dress, refusing to let go of their mother. Because if they let go of her now, she's gone forever. And you look down at the body of your wife, lying there, peacefully, feeling like she is only sleeping. And watch as her eyes open, gazing directly into yours. Eilif. You rush to Saris as he turns to you, and that's when you notice he's not alone. You follow his arm down to where his hand is firmly grasping a much smaller one. The little boy stares up at you. Couldn't be more than 2 or 3 years old. A feeling settles in your gut, a sense of recognition. You know who this little boy is. As soon as you locked eyes with his, you knew, because a mother always knows. You thought he'd look more like a dare, but with his olive skin and a muss of brown curls, it's like staring into a mirror. A sense of relief washes over you. He's here. All along, it's just been right here. You have been searching and searching for so long without rest, and he is here. Safe. He's safe. Because hasn't that been your worry all this time? That you abandoned your child and left him for dead? That's what you did, Eilif. You abandoned your child, and now he's... The little boy cocks his head at you, and you realize Cyrus is no longer there. Just you and your son, alone, together. Do you do anything?
I think Eilif would kind of get down on like her knees, and I don't know if you recognize me. I don't think you could. I look like your grandmother. Not really, actually. I'm your mother.
He's holding your gaze in a way that seems uncanny for a child of 2 or 3. And he reaches out. The warmth of Sam's touch is ripped from you, Oleyna, as though you were physically jerked back, and you realize you're at the edge of a forest. Familiar meadow sprawling in front of you. Almost instinctively, you look towards the center of the grove, and surprise nips at your heart as you see a woman standing there. Her back is to you. Long, silvery hair pulled into a loose braid that drapes over her shoulder. Flowers of all kind are interwoven throughout it. Her skin a lovely shade of lavender, darker than yours. Her robes flow all around her like a waterfall of silk, and she is ethereal, a being beyond your comprehension. Desire grips you. Desire to see her face, to talk to her, to know her. Because you look at this woman, and the word is at the tip of your tongue. Mother. Your chest feels full. Your chest cavity is filled with blooming flowers. To be cared for, to feel belonging, to be loved so wholly, to be home. The woman who breathed life into you. What is she like? What are her hopes and dreams? What color are her eyes? Does she scrunch her nose up when she laughs like you do? Is her voice like the ringing of bells? Questions that you've suppressed, pushed down, buried so deep because you couldn't stand the heartbreak of never knowing the answers. And now she's in front of you, and all you have to do is go to her. You do, Oleyna.
I call out, Mom?
Call out. It darkens, like someone had blown out a candle that lit the meadow before you. You watch as the shadows swirl. She goes to turn around. A split moment, you see the faintest trace of her profile, the way her nose upturns just like yours, the soft roundness of her cheeks, and then black erupts from behind her, figure enshrouded in shadows. You recognize him. Of course you do. Houlihan offers a smirk, twisted and cruel, as he wraps his shadowy tendrils around your mother. You see her hand reach out towards you, a glimmer of shimmering ruby eyes, before she is dragged with him into the murky black that pools around them, and then she is gone. Just like that. How fleeting that feeling was. To be loved.
You did it.
I knew I would.
Invention mom stuff.
Bones crack and pop as Anesty sits up. Her neck lets out a sickening snap as she looks up at you. You left me. She looks wrong now. As you stare at her, limbs too long, eyes too sunken, you watch as the forms of your children melt against hers, melding flesh with flesh, an amalgamation of horror as she stumbles to her feet. Left me, and now I'm dead. Her bones creak as she looms over you. Half of her face seems to sag, and her teeth elongated like razors. She swings at you, her arm contorting and morphing into a blade as she lets out an ear-piercing scream.
Is it dim light or darkness?
Nope.
Fuck.
That is going to be a 27 to hit.
That hits.
You are going to take 10 piercing damage and 10 psychic damage.
It's like, I had to. I couldn't say no.
You left me, and now I'm dead. And she swings again. I'm going to give you a chance to burn one of your advantages to negate that critical I just rolled.
God fucking fine. Bullshit.
A 21 to hit. Already. Classic bag.
I am going to use shield, so it misses.
The blade formed of her arm pings off of your shield, and she takes her other one and tries to slash at you from a different angle with her third and final attack. And that one will also miss as it pings off of your shield. You blink, and he's closer now, Eilif. Staring up at you unnervingly. His eyes are bloodshot. His skin is coming out, and his breath is coming out in low rasps. His head twitches, his bones crack. Watch in horror as his skin stretches against his growing limbs, ripping and tearing, exposing the sinewy muscle beneath. Left me. His voice is distorted. A child's voice layered over an animal's, a growling undertone. Left me, and now I'm dead. He juts out as he attacks you with a clawed fingertip. That is going to be a 24 to hit. Does that hit you, Eilif?
That does hit.
You are going to take 10 piercing damage and 10 psychic damage.
Got it.
Would you like to do anything after his first attack?
I don't think she will. I think she maybe thinks she deserves this.
He buries one claw into your chest, and with his next action, with his next attack, he rakes it down, as though he's almost trying to tear at your heart. And that one will not hit. And then he takes his other hand and goes to slash across your face. That'll be a 26. We'll take another 10 piercing damage.
I think she's just gonna try to placate him maybe, and I didn't want to. I had to.
And in an intelligence unlike that of a toddler, he looks up at you, his eyes very keen. You had your choice and you made it. You feel a presence behind you, Oleyna. You do.
I cut my head to the side to look to see who's there over my shoulder.
You turn. Sam seems so much larger now, staring down at you. There's a mixture of heartbreak and rage building behind his eyes as he sneers at you. All alone again? He asks. It's what you deserve.
Perhaps, but it's quite unkind of you, Song. I would hope better from you.
You watch as the scar on his face begins to bleed. The flesh peeling from the muscle and bone beneath, and he's left with half a face, a dark, gory socket where his eye used to be. You left me. Som's voice is soft, quiet rage. You left me, and now I'm dead.
You told me to go. You told me you'd be okay.
You don't realize he has his sword in his hand until he's swinging it down upon you. That is going to be a dirty 20 to hit. Does that hit you, Oleyna?
Yeah, that is.
You're going to take 10 piercing and 10 psychic damage.
I'm going to call out for Doulahan. I'm going to
Okay.
ask him for help.
You feel a rush at your back. A comforting presence. Although, perhaps now that all that you know, it shouldn't bring you as much comfort as it does. And he leans closer and you feel his hot breath against your ear. Look closer. I need you to make me a wisdom check.
Um, That is 19, 20, 21 total.
You see it for a brief moment. A flicker in reality. You're standing in the meadow facing Som, and for a brief second, you're back in the deep red wood of Lover's Forest. A creature in front of you that you don't recognize, that is a horror to gaze upon, and then just like that is a split moment. You're back to where you are, gazing upon Som, who is looking down at you with so much disdain as he swings at you again. And that will not hit you.
Can I attack back?
Not yet.
Okay.
Neck. Your wife is standing there. She looked like your wife at one point. Not any longer. She looks like a monstrous version of your wife, made of nightmares, a horror to behold. What do you do?
He's gonna just be like, Anesti, I had to. I couldn't stay. I thought we had more time. I could just do this and come home. That you'd still be there. I made a mistake.
She looks at you. Had your choice, and you made it. Would you like to do anything else?
He's gonna start to break down and sob.
It doesn't seem to have any sort of effect on her. She gazes down at you. A cold, emotionless gaze. She goes to stab at you again. That is going to be a 32 to hit.
That hits.
You're going to take 10 piercing damage. Eilif. This creature, your son, what appeared to be your son, had dug his claws into you as though he was trying to rip out your heart. You do anything?
I think she's okay with it in a weird way. As she does, she's kind of gonna clasp her hands together, and may the keeper preserve me and the matron keep my soul. As she like says her prayers and waits for the end.
He reaches out again, clawing at you. 28. 10 piercing
That's
damage. And then he does it again. Almost like he's waiting for a reaction at this point. Does an 18 hit you?
No.
It's almost a tiredness behind his eyes as he swipes at you and misses. Something calling out to you. And you don't quite know what that is. Oleyna, what would you like to do?
Oleyna's going to reach down on her persons and pull the mask from her hidden pocket of her robes, and she will put it on, and she will look at this thing before her imitating psalm, and she will say, "With my patron, I am never alone."
What is the check I have to make for him?
You need to... I would love to tell you. He needs to make a DC 15 of a con save.
Con.
Mm-hmm.
That is going to be 16. He makes it.
Damn it. It is a bonus action.
And when you do this, he stares down at you. And then he looks over your shoulder as though he sees Dullahan, but you know that Dullahan only appears to you.
I think that confirms something in Oleyna, that this is for sure not Psalm. And I will go ahead and cast Eldritch Blast.
Okay.
I get 2 of those blasts, and they should knock him back, I believe. I did take that feat, I think.
Yes, you did.
Okay. Oh, baby. First one is a 20... No, it's a 29, yeah. So I got 19 on the die.
That does hit.
Okay, I'm going to do my second roll
Mhm.
with it. 25.
Hit.
Beautiful. My 2... it's 2d10. It's 3 plus 5, so 8. 15 is the second damage.
So that's 23.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. Is that all for you?
That's it. I'm assuming I knock him back, was it 10 feet?
Yep. You will knock him back 10 feet.
Does
And
he
sort of
change at all?
As you sort of knock him back and with the damage you dealt, again, you see that little blip.
Mm-hmm.
Tiny blip in reality. And then just as quickly, you're still in the meadow, staring at Psalm as he sort of lumbers back up. And he will go and he will try to bring his sword down upon you once more.
As he does that, can I cry out to Eilif and Neck, "It's not real," and she's gonna scream it. Like, I mean, scream it at the top of her lungs.
Okay. I will allow that. We will see if that has any effect on their turns. I am going to allow you to use a advantage to burn this crit.
Oh yeah, absolutely. By all means. Yes.
You are going to take 10 piercing damage. And he is going to swing on you once again. And I believe an 18 doesn't hit you, correct? Or does it?
It just hits. I had my AC 17.
You're going to take another 10 points of piercing damage.
Yeah, she's screaming just nonstop. It's not real. It's not real. It's not real.
Neck. I need you to make me a wisdom check at advantage. Actually, a perception check and then a wisdom check.
The perception is a 21.
Okay.
Am I still doing the wisdom one with advantage?
Yes.
13 on the wisdom.
You hear a voice almost in the back of your mind. It's not real. It's not real. Oleyna. And it's so distant. Barely a whisper. But you saw them. You saw your children. You see a Nessie before you, regardless of the way her body is contorted. Is this not your wife? What would you like to do?
Would Neck have any bones on him?
Do you keep the bodies of the people that you murder?
Murder seems like a hard word here. Okay.
I'm gonna go with no, but maybe him talking with his grandpa. His grandpa's like, hey, it's always good to have a little sack of bones in your back pocket.
Roll me a percentile. Higher than 50, you have bones on you.
$52.
You have bones on you. You're not sure if they're humans or not. Humanoid.
In just like the panic and not knowing like what else to do, then he's going to attempt to like throw the bones that he has behind a Nestie and then use the spell Animate Dead and try and make a skeleton appear.
You animate dead. And like a skeletal dog that forms together.
And then I will use my bonus action to have it hold, or like subdue.
Are you gonna have it like try to like bite, like?
Yeah, or just something to hold a Nestie.
Are you
back.
intending to do damage at this point?
No, it's more like grappling or.
Okay.
Just...
The little skeletal dog takes hold of the back of the dress, the maroon dress, the Nestie's favorite color, and pulls and yanks, trying to hold the creature where it is. If you want to make me we're going to do a strength throw, and we're going to use your modifiers for that.
$11.
11? Okay.
As the dog is trying to hold her, he's just like, babe, I can fix this. I'm getting closer. I can fix all of this.
She pulls forward, and you watch as the dog sort of digs its little skeletal paws into the dirt. And I need you to make me a wisdom saving throw. As she looks at you. And what could you do for me?
It's a 10 on the saving throw.
You're going to take 7 psychic damage as she casts Vicious Mockery on you. Eilif. Make me a perception check.
Yes. Okay. This whole time she is still like praying. It's me a 10.
A buzz in your ear. Oleyna? Is that Oleyna? You might have heard her voice. Could just be playing tricks on you, though. What would you like to do, if anything?
I think she might kind of think about it for a second, and if he's supposed to be dead, she'll kind of stop taking the hits, and I don't want to do this. You have to go. You have to leave, or I have to put you back where you're supposed to be with the keeper, with the matron.
He looks at you. Killed me once, why not do it again?
Could we have like equipped our items?
Yes, your items could have been equipped at this point.
You're
Okay.
being naughty.
I think she's gonna like Cloak of Displacement it and try to run.
You're trying to run.
Yes.
Okay. He is going to try and op-shot you. And that is not going to be enough. And then he is going to he's going to run after you. What is your movement speed?
It is 30, I believe.
Okay. I need you to make me a strength saving throw, as his arms almost, they lengthen even more exponentially and begin to wrap around your waist, trying to grapple you.
That's gonna be a 20 for 27.
Okay. All right. You manage to make it 20 feet away from him. And you feel it's unsettling. The flesh, the bone, the muscle that isn't right, it's undulating, for lack of a better term, like tentacles. It's a nightmare as they begin to wrap around you, trying to pull you back to him. Oleyna.
Yeah.
What would you like to do?
I would like to I'd like to go ahead and cast Toll the Dead, which is a wisdom throw.
He fails with a nat 1.
Beautiful. Wow, love that for me. So that is a D12, I believe.
2d12.
2d12.
I believe.
Is it? Oh. No, I don't get 2d12 until 5th for my Warlock.
Okay.
But regardless, we'll take the d12. I couldn't find my D12. That is a 6 plus 5, so 11. And she's still screaming at the top of her lungs, "It's fake, fight back." And I think she's added in the fight back part.
Okay.
And I think she's also in that she's also screaming, "Let me out of this," the plethora of things, but mostly she wants to convey to Eilif and Neck to fight back.
Ad has said it's 5th level total.
Oh,
so roll me
okay,
an
so I
extra
do get
d12.
Would love to. It's another 6, so 11 total. Oh, well, 11 in addition to the first 11.
Okay.
22. Math.
Oleyna, he looks at you. How do you expect to help your friends when you can't even help yourself? And I need you to make me a wisdom saving throw.
Okay. Pull my sheet back up because I know I don't have. It's a 10 plus 6, so 16 total.
Okay. I'm going to take 5 psychic damage.
Can I go ahead? Is it a bonus action to use one of those potions of greater healing?
It is a bonus action.
I'd like to go ahead and do that then.
Okay, go for it.
What am I rolling? I'm sorry.
Greater healing potion. It's going to be 4d4 plus 4.
Okay. It's 1. That's 4, so 5. 3, so 8. 2, so 10 plus 4, so 14 total back.
Okay. Go ahead and add that back. And just letting you guys know, we do have a full party advantage from Creature from earlier on.
Thanks, Creature.
Hey, Creature.
So I'm at 45. Okay, great. Beautiful. That's it.
Deck, make me a perception check.
Just a regular perception.
Make it with advantage.
At 20, so 24.
Oleyna, fight back. It's not real. Fight back. It's not real. Fight back. And make me another wisdom check.
$23.
See it flicker, the glitch in reality. You're not standing in front of an Esty, you're standing in front of this amalgamation of flesh. And then you're back to where you are, this monstrous form of your wife standing in front of you, trying to attack you. What would you like to do?
I will start by commanding the zombie to, again, try and hold her. And then Nick will run up and try and touch her with inflict wounds.
Okay. First roll me the strength throw for the zombie dog.
Six.
He is surely doing his best, and his best is not good enough.
I mean, it was a panic cast to this anyway, so... And he's still new. Okay, I'm not playing with the dog. $14 on that inflict wounds.
You hit?
Yeah.
It's not hit. Do you want to use an advantage, or did you already use an advantage?
I already used.
Okay.
Or correction, did I not get it from the dog?
No.
Then I will use it, or use one. $23.
That will hit. Math is hard, guys.
Hey, I upcast it, so I need to make sure I'm grabbing the correct amount of die.
I can't blame him. I can't do math.
Okay.
Shit's hard.
Hard, my dude.
$26 damage.
She seems to cry out, like a screech, a shriek, in pain. And as she cries out, she brings down her arm on you, the blade made of flesh. And that is going to be a 34 to hit.
That hits.
You're going to take 10 piercing damage. And then she brings down her other arm. 21.
I will use shield again.
Okay. Eilif. Make me a perception check with advantage.
It's going to be a 16.
That was Oleyna's voice. That was definitely Oleyna's voice because you hear it now. You hear her screaming, "It's not real, fight back. It's not real, fight back." Make me a wisdom check.
That's going to be a... Where's my wisdom? Oh my god. That's going to be 15.
15. You're staring at this creature, your son, and almost like ghosts, like phantoms. You see Neck and Oleyna on either side behind him, surrounding him, and then just as quickly as that, as they appear in front of you, they are gone, and you are alone once more. Is there anything you would like to do?
Yeah. I think she's scared. She don't want to do it, but she's going to trust Oleyna. And she's going to attack it. So I believe... Would I get advantage?
You would not get advantage because it has a ability that negates advantage against it on attack rolls.
Okay. Just because my...
On
Little
weapon attack
friend.
rolls specifically.
Okay. I just wanted to make sure, because I don't want to do a bad thing. Alright. That's good. I chose the worst dice. That's gonna be a 26.
26 does hit.
Banger. Using it double-handed, so dual-handed. That is going to be a 14 damage.
Okay.
And then I'm going to do that again. That's going to be a... That's just going to be a 19.
Hit.
Banger. That's going to be 12 damage.
Okay.
And then I guess I'll spend the action surge. Why not?
Okay.
I'll do it again. That's gonna be a not as good. That's gonna be 17.
Miss.
Okay. And then this one is going to be a nat 20.
Okay.
So that's gonna be max damage, which is 10 plus 8, so 18 plus 5.
So 23.
Yeah. and then I will pump another, I believe it's 6 into it.
Okay.
Let me double check on that one. Because I know it goes up with every level. Yeah, another 6.
Is that it for your turn?
That is going to be it for my turn.
As you attack it, it's lets out a cry, and it's like a baby crying, a toddler crying, that sob that is so heart-wrenching that it just shakes you to your very core. And it stuns you for a moment. How perfectly this creature mimics your son's cry. And it lashes out at you with its impossibly long arms. And it's going to hit you at 25. And you will take 10 piercing damage. And it'll hit you again. I believe 18 does not hit you again. Correct?
No, yes, 18 is too low.
Too low. All right. So it misses with its second attack. And there's just this sort of discordant cooing. A baby coo. As it stands before you. And that's where we're going to take our first break. I hope this isn't
a baby.
No. I hope this isn't getting too weird for you guys. This is we're working with it. We're rocking with
Very much
it.
enjoying this. This is very good.
We will be right back. We're gonna take a 5-10 minute break. Stick around. Bye. guys. I made Bones cry. So now I have bragging rights. Fuck everyone else who has tried. I'm the best.
I'm really proud of you, honestly. Like, genuinely, I'm very proud of you for doing that.
Listen, I fucking knew.
You did your research.
I did some R&D, baby.
What's Bones really sensitive about?
Her mom.
Her mom.
It's Mother's Day tomorrow. Let's make Bones cry.
It's the second time I've cried about my mom in 1 week.
I think we left off with next turn? Who do we leave off with? Oh, Eilif. We left off with Eilif with the cooing. I'm a professional. I remember things that happened 5 minutes ago. Oleyna. You're looking at this creature, Som, who, as you look at him, it's just so much more and more apparent that this isn't Som as you remember him. This isn't him. This is some sort of twisted nightmare version of him. His face is just a little wrong. He's too tall. His limbs are too long. And as you're screaming out, "It's not real, fight back," you're watching as wounds begin to show up that were not there, that were not inflicted by you on this creature. What would you like to do?
Oh, baby. What would I like to do? You ask. I would like to... I'd like to go ahead and cast Shatter on it.
Okay.
But I want to be very, very careful and very specific as to where I'm casting Shatter. I'm going to make an assumption. Oleyna's going to make an assumption that nothing is behind it in where reality actually is. So she's actually going to focus Shatter directly behind the creature, but just enough to catch it in the radius, because it's a 10-foot radius.
Okay.
And that is a con saving throw.
Okay. That is going to be he's actually not very good at con. That's only going to be a 13.
He fails. So that is 3d8. Let me make sure. Yeah, okay. Where's my d8? Lord have mercy.
Lord have mercy, I'm about to bust.
That's a 7. That's a 5. 5 plus 7 is 12. Plus an 8. That is 20 plus, drum roll please, plus 5.
Okay.
And Oleyna is going to cry out, hopefully they'll hear it, "Don't flank it."
Oleyna, you don't have to call out. Because as you hit the creature with Shatter, and its form sort of crumples in on itself, still alive, but badly wounded, you watch, and each of you watches, as almost like a glass breaking, a mirror breaking in front of you. And with each shard that falls, shattering to the ground, you are met with reality. And thank you, Ad, for advantages for everyone. You're in a clearing. A writhing mass of flesh and limbs is in front of you, with an eyeball that sort of morphs back into itself and then appears out somewhere else. Hands and limbs that have too many fingers, too many toes. And you're not alone. You see your companions surrounding this creature, looking bloodied and haggard, but here and alive. I will allow each of you a chance to say something to each other if you would like, but not take an action at this point.
I think Oleyna will look back and forth between Neck and Eilif. Do you still have those potions? You might want to drink them.
Anything from you two? Okay.
He's focused.
At this point, I want you all to roll me initiative.
Is it a surprise thing?
No.
Okay.
I got a 14 total.
So I was gonna say.
What'd you get, Nick?
21.
$17.
Okay. With a 25, the creature will go first. It's a very beefy creature. You watch as it shifts and changes. This is a large creature. A lot of flesh. And you watch as the flesh is sort of compacted in and compounded in on itself as it takes the form of a bird and begins to dart into the woods away from you all. Neck, what would you like to do?
Neck will. He will also turn into a giant raven and follow after it, flying.
Okay. You're going to be about 20 feet behind it as you're flying.
With fly speed of 80 feet.
Yes.
Okay.
Eilif.
Can I use the Medallion of Thoughts and try to learn about why it did it or what it's thinking about as I follow after Neck?
Yes. Is there a check that I have to make for the creature? Or do you just learn the surface thoughts?
Cast Detect Thoughts, spell save is DC 13.
And you learn just the surface thoughts, but if you want to delve deeper, I believe they have to make a wisdom throw.
Yeah.
So it's guttural, animalistic almost, and yet it's very intelligent. And it's got one thought in its head. Home. 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 And there is a brief flash, Eilif, as you see an object in its sort of mind's eye. A crystal, almost in the shape of a heart, on a thread of gold, an amulet.
Can I delve deeper?
Sure. He got a 23 on that save.
Yeah. Yeah.
But I will give you, as he sort of sees that amulet in his mind, there's a desperation, a thought of getting home, power, recover power. And you get the sense that if this creature makes it to where it wants to go, if it finds the amulet, this is going to get a whole lot more difficult.
I can't shoot it out of the sky.
But you also think if it leads you to where the amulet is, that also makes your life a whole lot more easier.
Okay. I'll tell Oleyna that.
Oleyna, Eilif relays this information. What would you like to do?
I'm taking out my coin, my new coin that I got, and I'm flipping it 5 feet in the air.
Flying?
I'm flying with 120 feet flying movement.
You, in that moment, Oleyna, you flip the coin and you feel the weightlessness of flight take hold of you. And at first it's a little disorienting, the first time you've ever had experienced this sort of magic. And you find your footing or lack of footing rather quickly. And you dart through the air, weaving through the trees, keeping your eye on this creature as it dips and dives and weaves throughout the branches of the wood. And it is 5 feet in front of you.
Can I do anything further? I think that's a whole action.
I think that is a whole action.
It is. Yeah. Okay. I don't know if I have any bonus action spells. I don't think I do, but let's double check. I can curse it though.
Okay.
I'm gonna curse it with Hex. I don't think I have to roll for anything. I think I just.
I think it just happens.
Mm-hmm. And it needs I can target has a disadvantage on ability checks made with the chosen ability.
Keep in mind that's an ability check, not a saving throw.
Saving throw, yeah. So I'm gonna give it disadvantage on strength checks.
Okay.
I feel like that's my best bet.
Probably a good idea.
Yep.
So you hex this creature, and it, as it is flying through the air, you watch as it casts a spell. A bit unsure of how it's casting a spell while it's still in the shape of a bird. And its body becomes blurred, shifting and wavering, sort of back and forth in almost like a glitching, disorienting manner. And that is going to be its turn as it continues to move forward, and it is going to move forward. It's got 60 feet of flight, so it's going to move 60 feet. Neck.
I can cast spells as a.
Yes, while you're in your yeah.
Also, I would like to have my skeleton following. That
He's
would've been-
doing his little best. His little
I
legs
know.
are moving as fast as they can go.
I meant to say that was my bonus action. It was have him follow, and I.
Yeah, he's probably lagging about 30 feet behind you guys at this point.
So I can catch up to it, but as I'm like closing the distance, I'm going to cast Scorching Ray.
Okay.
Just like I imagine, all like just like 3 little feathers kind of plop off the raven and just
zoom,
catch fire on the way and clink at him.
Is this an attack roll?
Yeah.
You're going to make this with disadvantage because it has cast blur on itself.
On all 3.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. So 2 18s and a 13.
The 18s will hit. The 2 hits will hit him.
$15 damage.
Okay. I was right in the first one. I can do math. Anything else for your turn, Nak?
No, I think that's it.
Okay. That's fine. Eilif, your turn.
I don't have a way to catch up to them, so I'm just gonna use my little feet and my new boots and
Your boot
run.
goofing.
I'm going.
All right. You want to do? Are you just dashing?
Yes.
So with you dashing, I would say you're probably about 30 feet behind them at this point.
Okay.
Okay. Oleyna.
I will.
Yep.
I'm sorry.
Go ahead.
I was gonna say, can I like keep an eye out for like any other creatures, just so I know if there's more of
You
them?
will have noted that there doesn't seem to be any sort of wildlife accounted for in this forest. With the fleshy amalgamation that you had seen, you think that it consumes whatever comes into this forest.
Okay. Well.
Oleyna.
Yeah, baby. I'm still on this thing's tail, hot and heavy. But I would like to go ahead and cast Toll the Dead again.
Okay, go for it.
It's a saving throw. It's a Wisdom.
Wisdom, that is going to be 16.
It fails.
Okay.
2d12. 2d12 for you. That's a 2. That's a 9, so that's 11 plus 5, so that amount, 16.
It falters ever so slightly in its flight. Yeah.
I think I get a d6 of necrotic on it as well from my hex. Let me make sure. Oh, fucking A, where is it? Hex, where are you? Yeah, I get an extra d6.
Go for it.
That's 3 necrotic.
Okay. It is the creature's turn now. And you watch as it drops dive bombs down and in the same movement that it dive bombs down, it transforms into a sleek panther-like cat, beginning to dart through the trees even more expertly. And I need Neck to make me a wisdom saving throw.
Use advantage on that.
Okay.
21.
Let's see what his... It doesn't say what the spell casting thing is for him. I'm gonna say that probably makes it. Neck, you shake off of the magic that the creature was attempting to cast on you. There's like a wave of confusion that sort of just comes over you, and you think that perhaps it was trying to cast confusion on you as it continues on deeper into the forest. Eilif, it is your turn. Or Neck, actually. Neck, it's your turn.
Do I know if he still has like that like blur on himself?
Yes.
Okay. I will still just try and cast Scorching Ray.
Okay.
At him. That one's a nat 1.
Okay.
The rest are unnatural 20 or higher.
Okay. 2 of them hit. Roll me the damage on that nat 1.
6.
You're going to take 6 fire damage.
And the other... Wow. 11 damage.
Okay. Is that it for you, Neck?
I will use my bonus action to tell my little skelly dog.
Yeah, what are you telling him?
Just like, follow.
Oh, he's trying. He's
I
like
know.
looking up at you. You think if he had a tongue, it probably would be wagging out of his mouth. His little stubby tail is going. He's very excited.
He's doing his best.
He's
Eilif.
trying. I see him following after. I mean, I'm just gonna try my best to keep up. I don't.
I would say if you dash at this point, if you dash the 60 feet, you'll be within combat range of him, because his speed has been reduced since he took the form of a land animal.
Okay. Do I see like a clearing or anything? Do I make a check where he could
make me a
possibly
perception
be
check.
going?
Make me a perception check.
I will do that. That's going to be an 18. Yeah.
You
18.
see a light beginning to sort of peek through the trees in front of you guys. You think that he's heading towards some type of clearing, yes.
Okay, can I shoot at him? Because I don't want him to get there.
If you're dashing, you won't have your action to shoot.
Okay, well then I will. I'll pop a potion of healing.
Go for it. Oleyna.
Yes. Is there any way, since his speed is reduced, can I cut him off?
You can certainly try.
I
You're
would
gonna
like
make
to
me.
try and do that.
You're gonna make me a dex check
Okay.
up against his dex.
Oh. Can I use an advantage, please?
Sure can.
It's a 17 plus 2, so 19 total.
He got a 24. He has a plus 13 to his dex.
Okay. Can I still take an action to cast on him, or is that my
Yes.
action?
I'm gonna say your movement would have your normal movement rate would have been enough to try to cut him off.
Okay.
So I'm gonna allow you to cast if you wish.
Excellent. I would like to. Damn, hindsight's 2020. I should have made that. I should change that that hex, but that's okay. I'm gonna go ahead and just cast Toll the Dead again on him.
Go for it. Yep.
So go ahead and roll me that wisdom.
So that's going to be a 16.
He fails. That's a 10 plus 5 plus 5, so 20 total.
Okay.
How's he looking?
He is looking quite rough.
Okay, excellent.
You can see the sort of wounds oozing from his body, even in his panther-like form.
I think it would imagine you kind of, the rest of the party would hear the bells droning, and they know that Olenya's pissed. I think that there's sort of an essence about her right now that she had Psalm used against her in such a way, and her mother used against her in such a way that she wants to see this thing beaten to death. Like, she wants to do horrible things to this creature.
The creature dashes, and all you all see is it sort of running off into a lighted area just beyond the tree line. And when you all catch up with it, you see the creature, no longer in panther form, in a clearing, a cave, with bones everywhere. Half-decayed bodies. It smells like carrion and rot. 309 little bones everywhere. And in two of its hands that are not quite matching, it's cradling an amulet. And that's where we're going to end the session.
Damn it! And she's like, you better quit.
All right, guys. Let's go around the table. Get phase 2 unlocked. Sure is, Sade. Let's go around the table. Tell us who you are. Tell us if you got anything going on. Where to find you. We'll start with Jay.
I don't like this Dark Souls game no more. Hi, I'm Jay. Jazz or at TheYellowCubes. You can find me on all social medias at TheYellowCubes. You can find me here Saturdays at 11 a.m. or every other Thursday, playing someone else. Also here, at 5 p.m. That's all you need to know about me is I'm real bad at games, so expect nothing. That's all I got.
Joel.
What is up, everybody? It's Joel. TactlessRaccoon in chat. Neck here. What am I up to? Stuff and things and stuff. You know, on the internet. Doing things.
It's my turn now.
Whoa!
Thank God.
Hi,
Commandeer.
everybody. It's me. Commandeering it. It's me, Little Bones 309. And tonight it is Bones After Dark. If you like it a little bit sexy, a little bit spooky, come hang out at 11 p.m.
Keen.
Peen?
Bones After Dark,
Brilliant.
indeed.
Keenan.
Truly. 11 p.m. Tonight, Eastern, we will be playing the long-awaited and highly coveted Indica. I'm very excited about that. If you like surrealistic horror, if you like nuns, if you like Russian Orthodoxy, you should come by and watch me play that. It's going to be a really great time. I'm really, really excited about it. And then, of course, you can catch me all throughout the week over on my friends' channels, namely here, and over on Darling Creep Shows for different TTRPGs. And every Wednesday, we have a new indie game. Things you don't normally see on your Steam front page. I will be playing the Crypt Master this week, which just came out. So very exciting.
Very exciting indeed. If anyone has any suggestions for someone to read into, let me know. But hi, I'm Myriad. This is my channel. We do a lot on this channel. We do art, we do variety gaming. Thank you, Ad, for were you having like a little ADD moment, a little OCD moment? Couldn't have an odd number. Hi. Thanks for hanging out today, guys. We do a whole lot of TTRPG content on this channel. Like Jay said before, we have our other D&D mini-series, Pink Moon, every other Thursday. Our series premiere of this was literally 2 days ago. It was on Thursday. So we will be back not next Thursday, but the Thursday after for session 2. And then you can catch us back here next Saturday at 11 a.m. Pacific, where the season finale will be. And then we'll be off for a month of All We've Lost as I prepare for things and stuff. And we're gonna go raid into GG. So we're gonna do that. Everyone be nice. Everyone be cool. If you aren't, I'll get you.
I'll get you.
Thanks for hanging out. Thanks for the biddies. Thanks for the subs. Thanks for the raid, Jay, Lord Kasumba. I appreciate everyone. And we'll hopefully see you guys next time. Everyone say goodbye!